got? Hold them up. All these three customers. Hey, you think you got $90. You think you got 81, 73. By the time you keep going all the way to the end, how much total do the customers think they have? $900.
They're rich.
What a scam. $900 people think they got floating around there. It's all the same $100 bill. It's called fractional reserve banking. You can Google it. Anyone can look it up. Okay? Now, let me give you a couple points out of this. First off, all these banks, hold up your money, banks. Hold up your money, you guys got a deposit. During the Great Depression, we had bank failures. You know what happened because of bank failures and people couldn't lend their money? Hold it up. A couple banks would fail. Customers would fail because they couldn't pay redemption. That money simply disappeared. We had a little money out there, but the total amount of fake money floating around shrunk way down. And the Federal Reserve did nothing about it. They caused the Great Depression. Now, how many think that's an extreme statement on my part? The Federal Reserve caused the Great Depression. I'll tell you who I'm quoting. That's not even me saying that. Do you know who said that? Ben Bernanke, our Federal Reserve Chairman, has studied the Great Depression. And he said the Federal Reserve Bank caused the Great Depression. Your grandparents and great-grandparents thought it was their fault. The Federal Reserve Bank caused it. That's why they're printing money like mad right now, because they don't want that to happen again. But actually what's happening today, by printing money like mad, they're simply going the other way. As long as we have a fiat currency, what these guys don't know is they can't fix the problem. The only thing they can do is create it. All right, now, hold your signs up again, all you guys who think you got money. All these banks, they think you got money. How many of you all are in debt? Hold your hand up if you're in debt. If you're in debt, hold your hand up. Everybody's in debt. Oh, wait a minute. Mr. Banker, you didn't hold your hand up. You're holding the gold. No, you're not in debt. That person there owes you $100 plus interest. Here's the other trick. By the time everybody pays everybody back, guess what happens? This person not only gets paid the $100 as in a banker, hold it up high in there, Skylar, hold it up high. They charge 3% interest. They get $3. Where does that $3 come from? You see this? Now $100 goes back. Where does that $3 come from to pay off the interest? You know what happens? A chunk of that $100, 3% interest, comes from this gold we deposit. We just gave a sliver of this gold, which originally was owned by various people throughout the entire nation. A sliver of it just went to this banker. And what did that banker provide? A piece of paper. Because of interest, because of the interest that has been paid over time, by the end of World War I, half that gold brick was owned by the bankers. It wasn't but a few years later, and all the gold in Fort Knox was owned by the bankers. By the time everybody paid off their debt, all the way to today, you pay off your debt. We can't pay it back. We can't pay it back. What do we pay it back to the bankers? What do we give them that's of value? If we were to pay it back, we can only give them our properties. What else have we got?
When you run out of property, you end up doing slave labor.
So, how many of you understand now? How many of you don't think we're slaves? How many believe that you are truly a free people? We're not. We just don't know it yet. That's why there's so few of us here. Everybody else does not know it yet. Some people, I'm proud of you, you're here, you understand it. If I should be granted to speak again, but here at this rally, We're going to talk about wars. We're going to talk about the Federal Reserve Bank and war.
Thank you, Daddy.
Oh, it's worthless as money in my pocket.
Next, I want to bring to you guys somebody who has served this state faithfully, who is a businessman here in Oklahoma City, and a vigilant patriot. If I can describe him as anything, it would be that. A man who I've gotten to spend a good deal of time with. He may regret that now, but a man who I really respect. His name is Porter Davis.
It's not on mute, is it? How's that? Can y'all hear me okay back there? Bob, that's real tough to follow. That's entertaining, and I couldn't do it. That's very instructive. I got my master's of business administration, and we had a big, thick paperback book on the Federal Reserve. They explained all that, but never really explained how evil the Federal Reserve is. And you've heard them say that money is the root of all evil, and I'd say the Federal Reserve, fiat money, and central banking is the root of all evil. I got to know Toby really when we were roommates together. I think fondly back on running around in the room there. Actually, Lucas Collins and Toby and I were delegates to the Republican National Convention. I hope that's noon. If it isn't noon, grabbing, what do they say, tuck and cover, or grab and pray. I'll let that go. I always check my watch. I'm going to let that go a second here. Can you all hear me okay?